better than fractions and decimals? It's multiplication and division problems for one-step equations. You thought you were done? You're not. Let's introduce more multiplication and division. Don't forget to do the opposite. What?
All right, welcome back to YouTube with Lubelski. I am focused on one-step equations today with integers, but we're focused on multiplying and dividing. So there's only going to be one step in all of these problems, and the only thing that we're going to be doing is multiplication and division, because multiplication and division are opposite operations, okay? So we're going to be using those to solve our problems. So taking a look at this, in prior videos, hopefully you've seen that we're focused on getting x by itself, or whatever the variable is. Now in this case, it's not adding anything or subtracting anything from it. We actually have this number that's attached to it right there, that 3. So hopefully you've learned in previous grade levels and videos of mine that 3x actually means 3. Ooh, there goes my screen. 3 times x equals 36. Now, most of you are looking at this and going, 3 times something equals 36. I bet a lot of you could tell me that 3 times 12 equals 36. Well, trying to figure out what times x equals 36, in your brain you are actually doing the opposite of multiplication. You are actually dividing by 3. So you're taking that number 36 and dividing it by 3. And so just like we've learned in previous years, previous lessons, is that muscle man, we have to do the same thing to both sides. So what I do to one side, I have to do to the other to keep it balanced. So 3x divided by 3, that 3 simplifies to just 1. So I'm left with that 1x equals 36 divided by 3. If you have to do it in your calculator, go ahead and quickly plug that in. But I know that 36 divided by 3 is 12. Now, something that a lot of kids get confused about is, do you write the 1 right here? The number in front of a variable is called a coefficient. The number that's attached to it is being multiplied by whatever the variable is. 1 times x equals 12. So let's think about that. 1 times 12 equals 12. Or x is 12, so 12 equals 12. Does it change at all? No, it doesn't. So we don't have to write that 1 right there. Our final answer, and the way you'll usually see it in math, is that 1 actually won't be written. We simplify it to 1x, but instead of putting the coefficient of 1, we just leave it as x. It's the exact same thing. It's just one of those things in math that you don't need to write. So my final answer is x equals 12. Number 2, we have division. So a lot of kids don't realize that a fraction is actually just a division problem. And it's showing us how we're dividing something up. Well, in this case, we have some number that we're unsure of. We're trying to get it by itself. It's our variable y, and it's being divided by 9. So what divided by 9 would give me 3? So I have to think of a larger number divided up into 9 groups, and each group ends up having 3 in it. So what I'm actually thinking about is, what is 9 times 3? 9 times 3 is 27. So 27 divided by 9 equals 3. So a quick way to do this is whenever you have a letter that's wrapped up in that fraction, you can do one of two things. You can either rewrite it as y over 9 equals 3 over 1, and you can use that cross products method. So y times 1 is y, equals whatever the other cross product is. 9 times 3 is 27. So that's one of the methods you could do. Another method you can do is you can do the opposite. So if I have y over 9 equals 3, I can actually multiply this problem by the opposite of what it is. So this is actually 1y over 9. So I can multiply by 9 over 1. And if I do that, I simplify my 9 times 1 is 9. 1 times 9 is 9. And that simplifies out to just y. But what I did to the left side, I also have to do to the right. So times this by 9 over 1. Whoops. I guess I'm going to have to plug my computer or my iPad in. And I'm going to multiply 3 times 9 is 27. And over 1 just means 27. So again, there are multiple ways that we can get this. I personally find cross products to be the easiest method. This is my method. This is my go-to all the time. Whatever you feel most comfortable with is fine, but this is the method that I'm going to be using anytime I have any kind of fractions because it's the quickest and easiest in my book. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Again, we've got that coefficient. We've got p, the variable, and then we've got the coefficient of 5, which is being multiplied. So let's do the opposite. I am going to divide both sides by 5 because doing so leaves me with 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 1p is just p. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Done. Number 4, I'm going to use my cross product method because I see that variable wrapped up in a fraction. So let's put 14 over 1, and we're going to do cross products. 1 times a is 1a. And remember, we don't have to put the 1 because that 1 isn't going to make a difference for it. Equals whatever the other cross product is. 14 times 2 is 28. And I'm going to go ahead and do number 5 just to practice. I think most of you will be comfortable with the ones that are just dividing both sides by the number. It's just these cross product ones where the variable is wrapped up in a fraction that I see a lot of kids stumble on. So I'm going to put my other side of my equation, I'm going to make into a variable, make my other side into a fraction over 1 if it's not already a fraction. And I'm going to do 8 times 4 is 32. And that cross product is equal to the other cross product. R times 1 is 1R. Go ahead and pause the video and you can come back in just a second to check your answers versus mine on questions 6 through 10. Okay, there you have it. Number 6 should be C equals 4. Number 7 should be 11 equals Q. Number 8 is U equals 5. Number 9 is 30 equals W. And our last problem, number 10, Z equals 1.
Did you finish it? I hope so. Oh my gosh. I love the math problem.